What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and EA Sports just hit us off with some new content from Madden 21 Ultimate Team. We're going to be looking at the offensive side of the ball with the QBs, the breakdown for the abilities. I'm going to tell you this right now. A lot of you guys may have already seen this through leaks, but like I said, I like to wait and see exactly what's going on, so that way it's just a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? I'll assume certain things while the season's going on or certain things like that, but as far as like with leaks, I just don't want to say stuff that you guys are going to come back and be like, yo, bro, I thought you said that, whatever, because I've done it in the past. And to be honest, a lot of the new reviewers that I get, they start going down the path of whatever. Like, you know, if I assume something and it doesn't turn out to be valid, it just seems kind of weird. So I don't want to do that. So many of you guys already know about these abilities, especially the Truzz that Lamar Jackson is going to get. And that's going to pretty much break the game because, you know, he can't fumble. Once he gets to the zone, he can't fumble. The one thing is, though, depending on the way that you guys use his stamina, it may not work out the way that everybody thinks because EA Sports is going to deplete his stamina on a different level than it was in Madden 20. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If Truzz was in Madden 20, GG's in the chat. Because you can't really do anything, especially if you had his golden ticket card. Can you guys imagine that with a golden ticket? Bro, don't even imagine it because your brain might explode. All right, so we're going to go ahead and break down each one. A lot of the other ones that you see in the top, the Superstar X Factors, the Gambler, the Pro Reads, we've already seen these. So this is not anything new. Lamar Jackson with the Truzz is like sort of, you know, some new content that we're going to be taking a look at. But he actually deserves that because, you know, it's not... Pretty much with the way that they tuned the game, it became very annoying that everybody just fumbled if you just touched the player. But I understand the frustration because in the beginning of the year, a lot of people that were running with the quarterback, they would just do it all game and there was nothing you could do. And you would hit stick them, they wouldn't fumble on conservative. So I understand that. But this Truzz right here, you know it's going to be available to like Cam Newton and other stuff as the year goes on. So that's going to be a problem. And a lot of wild things are going to be happening, but I'm ready for it. I know you guys are too. Let me know in the chat if you are, bro. Just go ahead and drop the number 3 if you're ready to give your body up to EA, bro. Because when the dude gets Truzz activated, more than likely it's going to be us, though. Because it would make the most sense. If you can run the right way, we'll go ahead and deal with that later. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up what we're doing. So we're going to start off with Aaron Rodgers, all right? By the way, this card art is very, very good. Let me know what you think about this card art. I think it looks really, really good. You know, shout out to EA Sports and the artist who is Conrad Javier. Very, very good work right here. So we start off with Aaron Rodgers, who in most cases is probably going to be our QB. I don't want to say 100%, but I will tell you this, right? It's a chance that he might be able to get the ball out a lot faster, you know, for what we need. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at some of the stuff that's going on. So with him right here, when you go ahead and take a look at the card, it tells you everything that's going on. You know, this is his zone ability, blah, blah, blah. And then it lets you know about the Gambler. If you guys want to go ahead and look at it, you can always click on it, and then it'll tell you exactly what Gambler does. So you can't be intercepted by AI defenders, which is good for predetermined animations in case we can still actually moss dudes, and 3 consecutive completions of 5+ yards. That seems extremely easy. So you know what's going to happen? They're probably going to end up making that a little bit harder because that seems very, very easy to actually get done. Even though your advantage is against the CPU, it just seems really, really easy to get that done. Obviously, the knockout 2 incompletions, that you know, whatever. But 3 consecutive completions of 5 yards seems relatively easy because a lot of you dudes throw drag routes and corners like maniacs, so you'll be activated immediately. But for those of us that, you know, probably will try to moss action, we won't have to worry about the predetermined animations because the CPU can't do it, so your human opponent would actually have to do that. So that's going to be a huge factor right there. Going over to New Orleans Saints, the Drew Brees, the Pro Reads. Now, for Madden 20, this wasn't a very popular thing because most people realized immediately that it just really didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually they would tell you somebody was open, and that person just was not open, bro. Like, you would throw it, and the dude would get picked off, or, you know, your opponent would be able to see what was going on with it and just go ahead and do what was right. So pretty much with the Pro Reads ability, we go ahead and take a look at the things that, you know, activates it and what gets rid of it. You know, highlight the first open receiver while in the pocket, trigger 3 consecutive completions of 5+ yards, knockout is 1 sack. Very, very similar to what the Pro Reads were already in Madden 20, so that's not a big deal. We have to go ahead and move forward with that, and that's pretty much it right there. And we'll see what's going on as far as that goes with the Pro Reads. All right. Next thing, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Lamar Jackson with the Truzz. Now, like I said, many of you guys already knew about this because there was a leak. Again, I am going to wait to make sure that it's validated, and then I'm going to give it to you. You know, sort of like DMX, X gonna give it to you. Like, bro, y'all don't know about that song. A lot of you dudes not ready for that, but that's when I'm going to go ahead and give it to you once I know that it's valid, so I don't have to deal with the unnecessary foolishness that comes with it. Yo, Gmia, I thought you said this. Like, you guys are savages. That's why I always let you know, like I said before, if I assume something, I'm very, very clear with that. All right? Dynamic agility and blazing speed make Jackson untouchable in the open field. The most effective ball carriers prioritize maintaining possession over all else. When Jackson enters the zone, no tackles made against him. Parentheses, if a defender catches him, close parentheses, will result in a fumble. The dude doesn't fumble on any hit. Okay? So if he gets caught, that means, like, I gotta wait to see what's gonna happen with it, but that means if you come down with the hand of God and smash this dude while he's in the zone, he will not fumble the football. That is gonna be very, very exciting. I think a lot of guys are gonna, grow into gray hairs. It's gonna be some really, really wild stuff going on. We're gonna have to figure out what really works for us before we start to go forward, so it's not that big of a deal. We will, see what the best case scenario is, but that's something that I want to make sure everybody understands, all right? This dude is about to just destroy Madden 21, and it hasn't even started yet. This guy right here, if this ability works that way, you have to get 5 1-yard runs, 1+ yard runs. Let me tell you something right now. Unless they make the defense OP, that is very, very easy to do. And I haven't played the real build that we're going to be playing yet, but that is extremely easy to do. The only thing about it is you got to get 5+ 1-yard runs. So that means that you would have to continuously do that over and over again to get it activated. That could be dangerous, especially if you don't slide, you run into a hit stick, something like that. That could be very, very dangerous. So I just want to make sure that I'm very, very clear with that. It seems easy, but running the ball 5 times, it depends. Like, if I know that that's what you want to do, which I'm letting everybody know now, that's going to be automatically what your opponent is trying to activate. We have to be ready for this. I'm sending everybody, the cheerleaders, the GM, I'm sending everybody, dude, because I don't want this guy activated, because once he's activated, obviously you get the tackle for loss, but that's going to be very, very nightmarish to deal with, and I'm not sure that our bodies are ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we're very, very careful along those lines. All right? So that's something that's very exciting to me. When I saw it and I saw that it was official, I was very, very like, wow, okay. Very, very happy about it. Like, okay, cool, whatever, dude. All right, Patrick Mahomes. We all know about Bazooka, right? It's not a surprise. The dude has one of the biggest arms we've ever seen in the National Football League, so it's not that big of a deal. It increases his maximum throw distance by 15+ yards. Remember this, though, guys. As the year goes on, when your throw power reaches a certain level, Bazooka doesn't matter. So that's why you noticed, if you guys watch my videos, we stopped using it because it didn't matter. Once you get a certain amount of numbers with the throw power, we have to wait for the threshold, obviously, to play the game, and we'll develop our thresholds. But once you meet that threshold, there really is no benefit to using this ability. But in the beginning of the year, absolutely so. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the X Factor. Bazooka, general arm strength, max thrown distance increased by 15+ yards, 80 yards total when in the zone. Okay, so you could throw the ball 80 yards. 1 completed pass of 30+ yards in the air. That's all you need for Bazooka. He might be a guy you go after. See, look, this is what I'm saying, guys. Depending on the way you play the game, it's already starting to let us see that we're going to have to pick what exactly we want. Do we want that guy with the strong arm to get the ball down the field? Do we want a runner that we can just do whatever we want to our opponent and run a ridiculous offense? What do we want? It looks like EA is kind of like steering us to like, all right, use this guy for this benefit, use this guy for this benefit, but I think it will change as the year goes on what superstar X factors we actually want. But 1 completed pass of 30+ yards is going to be relatively easy. If Madden 21 is anything like the closed beta that I played, that should not be a problem. So if you have a guy like Tyreek Hill that you want to just throw it down the field, GG's to the defense, pretty much, because that ball's going 80 yards once he's activated. All right? Looking on Russell Wilson, we all know about Blitz radar. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. This was already in Madden 20, so they're bringing it back, and they're going to be enhancing it a little bit, trying to see exactly what's going on. So pretty much, you can see all the blitzing linebackers and defensive backs after the snap. So you see the blitzers coming, and it helps you to go ahead and escape. Now, with the way that this works, more than likely Russell Wilson has to have escape artists. For those of you guys that were asking about it, like, what does it matter if he has blitz radar if he can't run away? If you're starting off and you're playing regs, more than likely that will be an ability that's available for him, escape artist. He should have that in order to make this work, because what does it matter if you see the blitz coming if you can't move? So it is what it is. Now, the one thing that I don't really like about this is this 3 scrambles of 10 plus yards. So that to me is a little bit more difficult, because I don't know if it matters if you accumulate the yards. It specifically states 3 scrambles of 10 plus yards. So that means you have to always scramble for a first down or whatever, 10 yards each time. I don't know how that works. We'll take a look at it, but I don't know if they accumulate it if you scramble and you know, all the yards add up. We'll figure that out. But his looks to be a little bit more intense to get as opposed to the ones that we've already seen, in my opinion. Because how often are you going to be able to scramble, especially if you play somebody that's playing sag defense? That could be very, very difficult to have that superstar X factor activated. But we have to wait to see how, you know, the D linemen react. What are the contains doing? You know, all that good stuff. We have to wait to actually get that gist of what's happening. So I'm going to be patient. We're going to see what's happening, and we're going to go from there. That's going to be pretty much the ideal way to go ahead and get that done. All right, but more than likely, I won't be using this, you know, this X Factor ability or Russell Wilson and Regs. So it doesn't really matter to me, but it does seem relatively more difficult than the other things that they've given us the option to actually do. All right, now finally we go over to Tom Brady. All right, so Tom Brady also gets pro reads. Now, I actually used Tom Brady in Madden 21 with the beta. So with the way that he plays, he's going to be very, very dangerous, because he had Hot Route Master. Like, it was wild stuff going on. So he's going to be a guy, especially with the offense that he has around him, he might be a guy in regs that nobody wants to play, because people already hate Hot Route Master. You give this guy, you know, pro reads, and, you know, like I said, it doesn't really work. But even if it highlights, if somebody makes a mistake and, you know, a guy's open, maybe sometimes we don't see it, because I've used pro reads, and like I said, for the most part, the players that you throw to, you know, the defense can get to the ball, so they're not technically open, but that's just what the computer sets it as far as being the open player. So that could be a major issue for us. We have to go ahead and take a look at that, you know, later on, but it is what it is. The pro reads, we've already taken a look at that with Drew Brees, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it again. 3 consecutive completions of 5+ yards. That seems relatively simple, dude. Like, that just seems so easy, like a caveman could do it. Like, we good, dog. Like, if we play regs, he might be the guy. Remember, we are focused on Madden Ultimate Team, so it really, like, what I'm telling you now is going to apply to people that are trying to play competitively, you know, because at the launch, you always have to play with regs. Like, regs is one of the tournaments. If you do that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might be the most used team, because offensively, you won't have an issue scoring. Defensively, you may have a little bit of issues here and there, depending on what happens, but you will not have an issue scoring. I can promise you that. Based on the beta and the way it works and what he gets, you know, it's going to be a nightmare. I'm just letting you guys know, Tom Brady's going to be a nightmare in regs. So it is what it is. But that's pretty much what we have right now. So what's going to happen is, over the next couple of days, EA Sports is going to be revealing more and more of these players, okay, as they come through, and you know, with the X factors and the abilities, and then we're going to eventually see all of them. So what I would like for you guys to do is let me know which one of these players are you most excited for, because more than likely everybody's going to be going after Lamar Jackson, because that card, the card art, everything about it is just scary, dude. I'm going to have nightmares of this guy just running for 6 after he got hit sticked by the Lord. Like, this dude is not going to fumble. Just understand that. He will not fumble the football with Truzz, bruh. Again, which one do you guys want? You know what I'm saying? I think that even with the pre-order of Madden 21, we might have to end up just going after Lamar Jackson, depending on the release. If we want to throw the football, I still think Aaron Rodgers, based on the way the beta was, might be the best QB to use. So what I'm going to do now is wait for your feedback. We're going to go from there. Let me know if you're excited about these new Superstar X Factor abilities, you know, and we're going to keep going, bro. Like, every day they're going to release something else, and we'll take it from there. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.